What if the secret to transformation isn't just effort or willpower, but something quieter, something that awakens when you trust that some of the work isn't entirely up to you? Imagine climbing a mountain, each step hard-earned, the weight of expectation and self-doubt heavy on your back. Then just as you go, just as you push past your own limits, a warm breeze sweeps over you. It's as though the mountain itself has met you halfway, offering moments of rest, a glimpse of what lies ahead. What if inner work, too, is this dance between striving and surrender? I'm Mark Roach. Welcome to Transcendent, where we go beyond superficial or surface level solutions to explore the heart of personal growth. This platform emerges from my own profoundly messy and beautiful life, informed by years of searching, healing, and learning from guides who've crossed various continents and disciplines. Here, we leave no subject untouched, and it offers a chance to understand ourselves deeply. Today, we'll explore an originating idea from Maurice Nicoll, shared on Psychological Commentaries, Volume 4, on September 16, 1950. Nicoll drew from the seminal work of Carl Jung, Peter Ouspensky, and George Gurdjieff, and he reflects on the delicate balance between effort and grace in inner work. Ask yourself this question: when it comes to changing, to growing, whose job is it? Is it entirely on you? Do you need to work harder, push further, examine yourself more? Or is there a part of this that needs to just unfold naturally without your interference? Nicoll suggests that it's neither one, not entirely the other. Transformation, he says, happens when effort meets grace. That's when what we do aligns with the subtle yet powerful flow already present in life. Effort, Nicoll argues, is essential. Without it, there's no awakening from the inertia of daily life, no disrupting of the patterns that keep us locked in these cycles of thought or behavior. Gurdjieff taught that humanity exists in a kind of waking sleep, moving through life automatically, missing the nuances, alive in each moment. Effort is the first step toward waking up. It's the act of noticing when you've lost presence, of choosing to return to yourself over and over again. It's work, real, sometimes exhausting work. But here's where it gets complex. Effort alone, Nicoll says, is not enough. Picture trying to pull a plant out of the ground by tugging on the leaves, forcing it to grow faster. What happens? You damage it. Growth can't be rushed. It happens on its own time. It's as the natural conditions ripen. Nicoll compares this natural unfolding to grace, a kind of life force or higher influence that moves through us when we allow it. Grace doesn't nullify effort. It means it, like rain nourishing the soil that you've tilled with care. Nicoll draws heavily on the teaching of Gurdjieff to explain this mysterious interplay. Gurdjieff often spoke of active struggle, the conscious, deliberate effort we make to confront our habits, to stay present amid the chaos of life. But he also spoke of the help from above. This wasn't meant in a purely religious sense, but as an acknowledgement of forces greater than ourselves. Call it divine intervention, call it the universe, or even synchronicity. Whatever name you give it, it's the unearned shift that moves you forward just when you need it most. Carl Jung's concept of the unconscious adds another layer to this understanding. Jung recognized that much of what drives change happens beneath the surface, beyond what we can manually control. You might begin inner work with a specific intention. You want to heal or a relationship or break free from an old belief. But as you engage with the process, you find that unexpected insights and shifts emerge, ones that you never planned for. That's grace. It's the unconscious speaking, guiding, collaborating with your conscious effort. Nicole uses the metaphor of a ship to describe this dynamic. The ship is your being, your essence. Effort is what rows it forward, but grace is the wind filling the sails. Without the rowing, the ship drifts aimlessly. Without the wind, it stagnates, no matter how hard you row. It's the union of these forces that allows movement, progress, and transformation. Another nuanced idea that came from Nicole is the role of surrender in activating grace. Surrender here doesn't mean giving up. It's not about resigning yourself to fate or stopping the work or the efforts that you're making. Instead, surrender is the act of trusting that not everything can or should be controlled by your will. It understands that there's a natural rhythm to life, and you're part of it, not its master. For example, you might push yourself to the point of burning out to try to solve a problem. Surrender might look like stepping back, releasing your grip, and letting space open for answers to arise. Grace often enters in those pauses. But how do you apply this balance of effort and grace practically? Nicole offers clear guidance. First, he emphasizes self-observation. Effort means noticing where you fight reality unnecessarily, where you resist the flow of life or cling to old ways of being. Grace requires you to soften in those moments, to invite curiosity rather than force. For instance, imagine feeling stuck in anger after an argument. Effort is recognizing the anger and staying with it long enough to understand its roots. Grace might arise as a spontaneous sense of release, an insight about forgiveness you didn't force, but welcomed. Nicole also speaks to the importance of being in a receptive state to recognize grace. Often we're so busy doing, pushing, analyzing that we miss the subtle guidance that appears when we simply quiet our minds. Breath work, meditation, or even moments of stillness practiced daily can create the openness needed for grace to enter. And grace, as Nicole reminds us, doesn't always look dramatic. It might be small, like unexpected kindness from a stranger, an insight that clicks just at the right time, or even a sense of peace amidst chaos. Recognizing these moments as grace deepens your connection to something beyond yourself. It shows that transformation doesn't belong to you alone. You're co-creating it with something larger. Yet, as Nicole warns, grace isn't guaranteed. It's not something you can demand or manipulate. It's something you open yourself to, something you invite by creating the conditions for it to arise. He likens effort to planting seeds. You till the soil, sow the seeds, and water them with care, but the sun and rain make those seeds grow. That's grace. They come when the time is right, and not a moment sooner. What's profound about Nicole's teaching is the partnership he describes between human will and universal support. Inner transformation isn't a solo endeavor. It requires cooperation with forces, both seen and unseen. Effort is you showing up, doing the work, Grace is life meeting you there, often when you least expect it. I invite you to reflect on where these two forces show up in your life. Where are you putting your effort? Where can you soften into grace? Pay attention to the moments when life seems to nudge you gently forward, and appreciate that you don't have to carry the entire weight of change alone. Effort and grace, two halves of the same compass guiding you towards transformation. Together they remind us that growth is not a grind and not a gift. It's a dance. I'm Mark Roach. This is Transcendent. Wishing you all the best.